KwaZulu-Natal Premier Thami Ntuli is pleading with the public to contact the police should they have any information that could lead to the arrest of suspects who shot and killed 8 people in Umlazi. The victims, 6 women and 2 men, were killed after gunmen opened fire on them at a local tavern. 2 survivors of the brazen attack are currently being treated in hospital. Police say the motive behind the killings is still unknown. The Premier joins me now live. Premier, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. However, be it under such terrible circumstances, we almost sound like a stuck record when we continue to talk about the crime situation in the country, but particularly in your province.
Well, good evening. Good afternoon to yourself and the viewers at home, and thank you for having me. It is necessary that we continue to encourage people to participate in community policing, because the only way of ending crime is wherein every member of our community or our citizens behave as police in terms of collaborating with police, giving information to the police. Hence, on the incident that we saw, which is worrisome in Umlazi, wherein 2 women were shot dead and 6 men and 2 were injured and they are hospitalized. It's an incident which is not for the first time and not far away from the very same area. And the issue of crime, drug smuggling or drug abuse is something that we can fight together as a community. Hence, we are calling upon the people, even if they fear to show their face when they report, there is 0800 10 111 number, which they can use so that they hide their face. But it's important that we stand up to report crime, to report the criminals, even to report those who have illegal ammunitions, because the problem which is in fact showing case now, it starts by a community with a lot of illegal guns, illegal ammunitions, which as a result, at the end of the day, they end up killing people. Then when you see someone having one, you must know that sooner, before you know, either your relative or someone you know, or either yourself, you will be a victim because of those illegal guns. Hence, we are saying it's important for people to join, in fact, a campaign to ensure that there are no illegal guns by reporting to the police, even a safer way if they fear that when they report showing their face, they may be exposed to any danger.
Mpemba, we were talking to you, as early as February, if I remember very well. You were having the crime prevention in Bizo in Inanda, and you've been holding these periodically throughout the province since last year at least. Is the message of urging residents to work with law enforcement agencies to restore safety filtering through? Are you beginning to see more and more of that happening?
Well, I would say in a way, the collaboration between the community and the police is improving because we are also giving them different options of reporting any criminal activities taking place where they are, because criminals, they ensure that they commit crime where police is not visible or where the police is not around, but they commit a crime in front of the committee members. I'm hopeful that we'll get to see more communities joining hand, like the committee of Inanda you've just mentioned. We went there to say, work together, stand together, work with the police. As a result, we have seen them demonstrating as a unity, saying in their area they are sick and tired of crime. That is the kind of, in fact, the attitude we wish to see all over the province of KwaZulu-Natal, where every citizen becomes responsible for the safety of his or her area by joining hands with the safety structures. In the province of KwaZulu-Natal, we have mobilized almost 55,000 plus volunteers against crime, the community safety structures that were trying to collaborate with the business sector or private sector rather, so that we support them with the resources. Those people, they work directly with the police and they are known in different communities. But for that community we visited yesterday, wherein 8 members were gunned down, we learned that in that community, people fear to be part of the safety structures. Hence, in one of the areas that we also visited, it was low scope, wherein people could not, in fact, speak out about crime. They had fear and they could not participate in community safety structures. But due to the engagements that we had, as a result, now they have a proper community safety structures, well trained. And also for that community, we'll be doing the same thing so that there will be people who will stand against crime. Because unless everyone stands and stand together in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, it's going to be difficult for the police, in fact, to end crime in our province.
Now, back to this particular latest incident in Umlazi, are there any traces or trails that the police are following at this particular point, at least now some 24 hours on?
There are some leads that the police are following on, but there is no one yet. I'm not aware of anyone arrested as I speak, but the police, they informed me that there are some leads that they are following. Amongst the people who were gunned down there is one who has been actively or aggressively fighting against crime, also participating as a community safety structure, a member in the area. So the motive may be not known yet, but the other problem is the problem of the drugs in the area, which there are people who are coming forward who are informing us that there is this serious problem, which they may not know whether this is a reaction to those drug smugglers, or is a reaction to those who are, in fact, part of a crime in the area.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that you would have said in Inanda was this, Premier. You said, what kind of a society are we building? One that glorifies criminals. Harboring a criminal is like keeping a venomous snake. One day it will strike you, something that you have reiterated again today. But how are you changing that picture where those who protect the society working against this are getting the recognition that they deserve?
Well, that is what we are doing in the process of KwaZulu-Natal. We are engaging with them. They now know and understand that they are important. As a result, even in terms of the resources, we have made even a call wherein we could not, in fact, support them with the resources, such as the boots, the torches, the walker-talks, and all the resources that they require. We are working even for training. We've set aside even the budget to train them so that we capacitate them, so that they are effective when they do work and they do not overstep. They do not do the work of the police, but they do the work of the community safety structures, or they participate in mobilizing the community for community policing. I think we have started a journey which is quite very important, because the other challenges that we have is the issue of the environmental designs. For an example, in that area where there is this incident taking place, not for the first time, at night it's dark, there is no high mast light, and we are of the view that are the service delivery issues that we need to attend. Already we identified that as part of the strategies, that we must ensure that on the hot crime hotspots areas, we must ensure that there is sufficient lighting even at night. The issue of the surveillance cameras and the issue of the drones, different technology to be used in order to ensure that we try to make everyone aware that even when you don't see a police, but you must know that the eyes of the police are with you where you are.
Premier, we appreciate your time. Thanks so much for your intervention this afternoon. The Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Thami Ntuli, there on the latest developments.